Hey guys, it's Ross going on the Space Coach set. I popped into the Bromley Antiques Market this morning and picked up this. I'll just bring that closer for you. This is the one I was mentioning previously, the issue that had the planes of the future on it. And you can see it is very, that 1960s style Thunderbirds, isn't it? Joe 90, Mr. Rons, all that sort of style. This giant flying wing, many tails. This is almost a normal airliner shape, but it has that high T-tail and the rear wings there. So I should just read what it says. This is from 20th of August 1966. So just after England had won the World Cup, over 50 years ago, nearly 52 years ago. It could happen. How modern day discoveries could be developed in years to come. Now, about that smaller insert picture, this one, what it says: the day of the air giants is not far off. An aircraft corporation in America has announced plans for the production of 1,000-seater airliners, which should be ready by the 1970s. This type will be normal in construction and travel at 600 miles per hour. I assume that would have been an early version of the 747, as that's when it was in its initial stages of planning. And obviously there's the Lockheed, the giant one they do, the Galaxy. That could have been turned into an airline. In fact, Boeing developed the 747 because it lost that transporter contract to Lockheed Martin for that. And if you look, the Ruslan, the Russian Antonov, I think the 124, the Boeing 747, and the Lockheed C5 thing is Galaxy. The front nose and cockpit section, very similar indeed. But anyway, now, this one, let's see what it says. By the end of this century, flying wing airliners capable of carrying 2,000 passengers will travel at 1,000 miles per hour. Built with 3 decks, these supersonic mammoths will have vertical takeoff jets, which will enable them to land in the heart of a city. With so many passengers on one flight, fares will be very cheap indeed. Obviously that was a 1960 view of the future. A lot of that did come to pass. Obviously the Airbus A380 is a triple decker, though the bottom deck is all for cargo. Short takeoff and landings, or vertical takeoff and landings, that hasn't proved to be very successful for commercial airliners, but obviously for military aircraft it's very useful indeed, especially for ships based on aircraft carriers. And we haven't got planes that carry that many people, although I think an all-economy Airbus A380 can carry something like 853 people. But they're right about the size of the planes, meaning more passengers can be transported, meaning fares come down. That is what the 747 did. So yes, fascinating just to see the outdated view of the future. Now there is lots of other things in here, but we'll maybe have a look at that separately because it is just a cartoon. It was the front page that I really wanted. But yes, it could happen. Some of it did and some of it didn't. Some of it might yet still play out. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment and suggestion what coming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.